Hey everybody, welcome back for another math video. Now the last couple videos we've done have been talking about addition. We added some two-digit numbers, we added money, but now we're going to move into some subtraction stuff, and that's what we're going to start with today, two-digit subtraction. Now, subtraction is just the opposite of addition. Instead of adding two things together, we are going to take something away from another number. So you can imagine we have a huge pile of pencils or pens or puppies, whatever you want to put here, whole pile of something. And in that pile, we have a certain number of things. Let's say it's 20 pencils. We want to subtract 5. I want to take 5 of those pencils and give them away. I need to figure out then how many pencils I have left. Well, to do that, we would set up a subtraction problem, 20 minus 5, which means we would have to go 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. That means we took 5 away. 20 minus 5 would be 15 pencils is what we would have left after I gave away 5 of them. I subtracted 5 from the pencils that I started with. Well, we're going to be doing the same thing here. That's what these problems are all about. Okay? And just like addition, two-digit addition that we did earlier, there's some easy steps here. And as long as we follow those steps, we're going to have no problem working out those problems. So, our step 1, stack your numbers just like last time. It's important that you organize, that you help visualize what you're doing. If you just got stuff written all over the page, maybe that works for you. Continue on doing that. But for most of you, it's going to help big time if you can stack your numbers just like we have down here. Okay, stacking your numbers, organizing numbers, that's going to make a huge, huge difference in your ability to do any kind of math problem, getting your thoughts organized. So that's your step 1. Stack your numbers, make sure they are stacked just like we have down here. Okay, get things lined up, ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds, as you'll see in the next video that we're doing. But just get your thoughts organized, get your numbers stacked. That's going to make your life a lot easier. Step 2, just like addition, we're going to start with the ones place, and we're going to start working our way this direction. Okay? So if we start with the ones place, we're just going to subtract this bottom digit from the top digit. Okay, so we're going to say top digit minus the bottom digit. Okay, so down here would be 7 minus 3, or 9 minus 7, or 2 minus 9, which kind of sounds funny. We'll work through that in just a little bit. But that's our step 2. And then step 3, just continue to work from right to left. Okay, so go from your ones place to the tens place, to the hundreds place, to the thousands place, whatever you do. Okay, as long as you follow this process, if you follow these 3 steps right here, you can subtract any number you want to subtract. Doesn't make any difference as long as you follow those 3 steps. Okay, so let's do that with problem number 1 here. Okay, step 1, we want to stack the numbers. Well, we already have all of the numbers stacked for 1 through 8. That's great. So step 2, we're going to start with the ones place, and we're going to subtract the bottom digit from the top digit. All right, let's start practicing those down here. So 37 minus 3 is our first problem. 37 minus 3. So what we can do here is 7 minus 3, because we have to start with our ones. Can we take 3 away from 7? We certainly can. So if we start off with 7, we have 7, 6, 5, 4. We took away 3 from 7. We have 4 here. Good stuff, good stuff. And then, you know, we didn't have to borrow anything. We'll talk about borrowing in just a little bit here. But you know what? We can take 3 away from 7 with no problems. There's no extra work that we have to do. That's just fine. And then we have 3 right here. But this is basically a 0 here. We have no 10s right here. So if we have 3 10s, 3 groups of 10, and we take away 0 groups of 10, how many groups of 10 do we have left? We still have 3. So 34 is our answer for that one. 37 minus 3 is 34. How about number 2? Same deal here. We start with our ones place. They're already stacked, so step 1's done. Step 2, we start with the ones place, and we're going to subtract the bottom digit right here from the top. So 9 minus 7 That we can do without any extra work. That's good. 9, and we take away 7. We count down. We end up with 2 left over. Again, didn't have to do any work. Didn't have to do any borrowing like we will on the next problem, and we'll explain that. So this is basically still just a 0 here. We have 0 groups of 10. 4 groups of 10 minus 0 groups of 10 leaves still 4 groups of 10. We still have 42 left over. Now number 3 is where things get a little bit funky. Okay? Number 3, we have 2 in the ones place, and we're going to take away 9. So if I have 2 pencils, can I take away 9 pencils from those 2 pencils? Like if I have 9 friends and I want to give each of them a pencil and I've only got 2, can I give everybody a pencil? No, I don't have enough pencils. If I only had 3 friends, I still couldn't give them enough pencils because I've only got 2. Okay? So what we have to do in a case like this is we need to knock next door, and we got to ask our friend in the tens place, hey, is it okay if I borrow one of your 10s? Because we kind of need your help over here. And then your neighbor in the tens place is going to say, okay, go ahead and borrow one. You can borrow it for now. I'm just going to go down 1 digit. And then you can take a 10. And that turns into 12. Okay? So in that case, we don't have enough in the top to take away that bottom number. So we have to ask our friend next door, that 8, if we can borrow 1 group of 10. The 8 says, okay, I'll just go down to 7 groups of 10. You can take a group of 10. That's fine with me. So then that 2, we add that group of 10 over there. That turns into 12 ones that we have. Looks kind of funny over there, but that's what we do. We have 12 ones now. Can we take 9 away from 12? We certainly can. And if we do that, we have 3 left over. And now we go over here to the tens place. We had 8 before, but we had to borrow a group of 10 from our friend number 8. So we only have 7 groups left. But that's okay. Down here we still have 0 groups. So if we have 7 groups of 10, we take away 0 groups, we still have 7 left over. And there's our answer. And that's perfectly okay. All right. Number 4, we're going to do the same thing. Okay? We look in our ones place. 1 is a smaller number than 6, which means we cannot take 6 away from 1. We don't have enough in that ones place. So we have to go next door. We have to ask our neighbor, number 3, hey, you mind if I borrow a group of 10 from you? And our friend number 3 says, why not, buddy? I'll just drop down to 2 groups of 10. You can take one of my groups. That's okay. So our 3 turns into a 2. And over here, we're left with 1 plus that group of 10. We have 10 ones plus our 1 that we already had. We have 11 ones. If we have 11 ones, now we can take away 6. That's not a problem. So if we take away 6 from 11, we have 5 left over. And then once again down here, we have no groups of 10 left over. So 2 groups of 10, because that 3, remember, we took 1 group of 10 away from that. We have 2 groups left. We take away 0 groups of 10, we still have 2 left over. Now, any of these, you could easily just add these bottom 2 numbers. Okay, you could say, okay, what is 34 plus 3? If that equals 37, your top number, you're in business. You got that answer correct. Same with here. If we take 42 plus 7, that should equal 49. 73 plus 9 equals 82. 25 plus 6 equals 31. You can just back that up. It's going to make your answer checking just a little bit easier. And it's going to allow you to make sure that you did, in fact, get your answer right. These last 4, I'm going to leave for you. If you want to pause and take a look at those, you can. Otherwise, I am going to make a Google form once again, and you are free to check any of these that you would like, give them a shot, and see how you do working on them on your own. But we're going to take a look at just a couple more problems on this worksheet right here. Okay? Just looking at these. So right off the bat, you see that they do look a little bit different. Our job is to subtract these numbers. However, they are missing step number 1. So we have to do step number 1 in this case. So just for giggles, let's do a couple on here. We'll write them out. And then I'll put a bunch of these in the Google form so that you can work on them on your own if you would like. But number 1, 68 minus 9 equals something. We don't know what that is yet, but we're going to figure that out. 68 minus 9. Let's set it up the way that we want to set it up. Okay. Let's stack them first. 1s over 1s, 10s over 10s. Make sure we put our sign in there, what we're doing, adding, subtracting, whatever it is. In this case, it's subtracting. And then we're going to look at our 1s first. Okay, that's our step 2. Look at the 1s place. 8 minus 9. Uh-oh, that's another problem. 8 is smaller than 9, so we cannot take 9 away from 8. There's not enough to take away. So, once again, we have to go next door. We have to ask our neighbor number 6, hey, mind if I borrow one of your groups of 10? I kind of need it for something. And your friend number 6 says, of course. I'll just drop down to 5 groups of 10. I'm more than happy to give you a group. Okay, so that leaves us with 18 over here then. We had 8, but we moved over a group of 10 1s. 8 1s plus 10 1s is 18 1s. Now our number on top's bigger. 18 minus 9 ends up being 9. And then once again down here, it's not written in, but we're going to write it in. We've got 5 groups of 10. We have 0 groups of 10. 5 minus 0 is still 5. So 59 would be our answer for that one. And then let's take a look at this one right here, number 9. I think that'll be our last one we'll take a look at here. Another borrowing problem. We have 37 minus 28. So far we've been taking away just single-digit numbers. In this case, we're going to be taking away a 2-digit number from a 2-digit number. So first step, it's number 9. I'm going to circle that one. It's the one we're working on. I want to stack them. Get our numbers organized. Get our numbers stacked. 37 minus 28. Step 2, look at the 1s place. 7 minus 8. Can we take away 8 from 7? Once again, our number on top is smaller, so we cannot take away a bigger number from a smaller number right now. Okay? Eventually you might learn how to do that, but right now we cannot do that. So we have to go next door. We're going to ask our friend number 3, is it okay if I borrow a group of 10? It's very, very important. And our 3 says, sure, why not? Take a 10, I'll become a 2. And then this becomes a 17 instead of a 7. The 7 1s we had before plus the 10 1s that we borrowed from our neighbor. 17 minus 8. And then we end up with 9 on that one. And over here, we finally have something to subtract over here. We don't have to write in a 0. We finally have a number down here. 2 groups of 10 minus 2 groups of 10 is nothing. We don't even have anything to write. It's kind of a nice thing, isn't it? So our answer is 9. And then just like we did before, you could say 59 plus 9. Does that equal 68? Yes, it does. We go down here. 9 plus 28, does that equal 37? It certainly does. Good stuff. And let's do one more, just because. It's good, solid practice for you. Let's take a look at 90 minus 22. We'll take a look at 10. So 90 minus 22. First of all, we rewrite them and we stack them. Excuse me. 90 minus 22. So stacked, 1s over 1s, 10s over 10s. We got our thoughts organized, we're good to go. Now, if we have 0 of something, can we take away 2 of something? No, we kind of can't do that. So once again, hate to keep bothering our neighbor, but we're going to ask our neighbor, the number 9, can we borrow one of your 10s? We kind of need you over here. We kind of have a situation. And 9 says, of course, I'm willing to help you out. 9 is just nice like that. So the 9 becomes an 8. We take away one group of 10. If we have no 1s and we have 10 1s that we're adding, that becomes 10 1s. And now we can take 2 away. 10 minus 2. Well, that becomes 9, 8. So 8 goes down here. Then we have 8 groups of 10 minus 2 groups of 10. That turns into 6 groups of 10. And our answer is 68 for that problem. Simple enough, right? And the more of these you practice, just like anything else in math, just like anything else in life, the more you practice something, the better you're going to get at it. Not everything is going to come easily at first, but the more you work at it, the more you practice, the more effort you put into something, the easier it's going to get. So continue to practice these. Check out the Google form that I've got a link for below and practice these. Not all of them are you going to have to regroup or borrow like we were doing here. Okay, you don't have to worry about that with every single problem. But those are often the trickiest ones to do. So do spend some time practicing those and getting better at those. And the more you do them, the easier they're going to get for you. You will be able to do them in your sleep before you know it. So thank you for watching this video. We're going to do a very quick video for the next one, just practicing 3-digit subtraction. It's going to be very, very similar, basically identical to this video. But we're going to practice with 3 digits instead of 2. So, thank you for watching. If you have any other video ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you have any questions or if you have something that you just want to throw out there, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. Hope this helps you in your journey and your adventure to understand math at the 3rd grade level. And I hope to see you in the next video. But until next time, take care.